If you sink your heart into something, if you put that work in and put yourself into something at the level that we have and that a lot of people do, there is a reward that comes back to you that's not financial, it's not physical, it's not tangible, but it's very reassuring because we see the value that we've put into something that we did personally translate from our record to our stage to an audience.
To get it fed back is awesome.
They seem to pick up on all the little things that we really poured our hearts into.
The reaction's been great, the crowds have been great.
Our audience has very much responded to it. When that's reflected back from an audience to us in the way that it has been recently, with energetic crowds, people raising their arms, people singing as loud as they can, it can be overwhelming sometimes.
Music is an uplifting experience, even if it is sad at times, It's cathartic, even if it is sad.
I think people are surprised by the fact that we smile on stage. I think people are surprised by the fact that we look like we're having fun. And I would question anyone who's surprised by that and say, well, what? Under what circumstance is fun and enjoyment and celebration not part of this? Because my experience with music is that those are the 2 hours of the day where you get to really let things go. So why not truly let it go?
I get made fun of all the time because I don't even know the faces I make when I play. I've had people be like, you look like a total doofus when you play, but I don't even notice that.
We have to recognize, we have to remind ourselves that people pay to come see us in different venues around the world, and what we want to do is make that seem irrelevant, as if the experience is worth more than that. Embrace your audience, embrace your music, and try to play it better than you did on the record. It's a very weird chemistry. It's nothing that I think we'll ever be able to control.
I don't know if it's a rare thing, but it's like a very special thing. It's genuine from all of us as far as what we are trying to do, and it should feel positive.
We take it very seriously, but there does have to be some point where you just enjoy the fact that you've been given the opportunity to play on a stage and that you have an audience. You have to respect those things.
I think some people assume oh well, you're playing bigger venues to more crowds, and what's it like to experience being in a bigger band? And it's it has nothing to do with whether the band is bigger. It has to do only, for me, what the show feels like. That's it.
For us, it's not the bottom line at the end of the tour. That's really not the point at all. What is relevant is that at the end of the tour, we're still energized. We still like playing music. We still like each other.
Because we're all doing it for like that 1 hour and a half, you know.
The risk of spouting out the oldest cliche in the book, I mean, they're the reason we're here. Without an audience, we're not doing much. We can still love playing music, but we don't get to go on all these glorious adventures and do all this awesome stuff. So whatever the ticket price is, we're trying to make it worth twice that. Basically, if at the end of our set, if we have any energy whatsoever left to give, then we haven't really done the right thing. You know, it's kind of an all or nothing thing every night. You've got to get out there, and if you've got an hour, then for an hour, we're running, you know, on all 4 cylinders as hard as we can, as fast as we can.
If one of us didn't bring that on a consistent basis, I mean, we'd probably quit playing because everybody's very hyper aware of what's happening on stage.
I generally give 100% of whatever I have to offer on stage.
And when it's over, we're spent.
Everybody shows up to work, you know. We have fun, but like the fact is we know what we're trying to do and everybody really wants to get it done.
I think most noticeably are a lot of new faces in the crowd on these tours.
When we're on stage every night, Pete normally asks who's come out to see us for the first time, and it's like 85% of the audience now.
Every night I generally ask who's seeing us for the first time.
How many people are seeing us for the first time tonight?
That response every night was kind of like, really?
That's a lot. How many people have been seeing us when we come through?
It's like at least half new fans every night.
Which is kind of a trip. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
For a band that's like been on the scene for as long as Baroness has, the fact that like 70% of the crowd had never seen us before, I think totally cool and a testament that the record stands up, that people like it.
Actually, I think the majority of the people out in the crowd have come on board since Purple was released.
There's been, I think, a good response to Purple, so people have heard it from friends and they come out, you know.
I think that record's made a good impression on a lot of new listeners and old listeners, I think.
It was a very, very positive tour.
It was just really smooth and really good and really positive.
It's almost breathtaking how positive our crowd is. They're like really, really nice. I guess that's what we have going for us now, is we've got this like real like air of positivity that I guess, I mean, judging by the input that I get from people, I guess there's like an air of celebration, so can't argue with that.
Time for a break so we can get back on the next tour, fresh, re-energized, and then do some more good shows.
We tour in a very comfortable way. It's not like some bands are like, we're doing 30 shows in a row. We don't do that.
Generally, a day off in an area that has fishing, I'm gonna go fishing. Look at that. How pretty that fish is, man. Yeah, there's fish here. There's fish here, Jimmy. There we go.
There'll be festivals this year.
Then in August, another US tour.
completely neglected the Southwest, so we still have to do that. I think it's almost going to be impossible for us to get everywhere that we'd like to get in the course of the next year before it inevitably comes to the end of the album cycle and we have to write, we'll feel like it's time to write something new.
Ready to start seeing what comes out of us next.
Right now, we're just running as fast as we can forward, trying to get to as many places as we possibly can.